The launch of Devki Group's new steel project in Tororo was supposed to be a straightforward industrial milestone, but the moment Narendra Raval stepped up to speak, the entire event shifted into a political storm that quickly spiraled back into Kenya. At the center of the debate is one statement. Raval declared that President William Ruto needs to serve for 20 years, even as he admitted that Kenya's constitution does not permit it.
Again, I will repeat, although constitution doesn't allow, but I will say you should be there for 20 years. Because we would like, I know last time when I said, likuwa napigwa sana, lakini if you want to remove the unemployment in the country, we need this force and put the things in order in the country.
And within minutes of that clip circulating online, Kenyans were asking the same question. Why does Raval keep saying this? This is now the second major event where Raval has made similar remarks. In April 2024 at the commission of the Semtech Sebit clinker plant in West Pokot County, he said Ruto should lead for at least 25 years.
I wish that we have this president for at least for 25 years. Mali angini iko miaka mingi sana. So if we have this ichi tabadlisha.
And after his latest statement in Tororo, many Kenyans feel these are not accidental comments anymore. They sound deliberate. Before the backlash began, Raval had praised the president's economic approach, crediting the administration with stabilizing the shilling, reducing import costs, and lowering inflation from 10% to 4%.
The inflation in Kenya was over 9%, 10%. It has come down to 4% today. It is not a magic. A leader is not expert in everything, but he hires the experts and take the correct decision at the correct time. I salute him because foreign direct investment in the country have tripled in 3 years' time. Your Excellency, congratulations.
In his view, these gains have created the most predictable environment manufacturers have had in recent years.
I don't mind whether it will be liked or not, but I must look after of my citizen who is less fortunate. I don't want to say much, but I must say he has kept our currency for the longest period stable. And that gives the confidence on the business. And that is called the leadership.
But despite those economic arguments, Kenyans online were not buying the political suggestion behind his message. Comments poured in, questioning why a business leader keeps framing President William Ruto's leadership in terms far beyond the constitutional two-term limit. Many pointed out that the constitution is clear. A president can serve a maximum of 10 years. There is no room for 20 years, 25 years, or anything close to it. Others argue that Kenya's political history has shown the dangers of leaders overstaying, making such statements sensitive and unacceptable. And then came the bigger question: is Raval saying what someone else cannot say publicly?
The Kenya presidential election is always highly profiled as a result of it being conducted within a short period of time, thus making it a do-or-die adventure. The continuous campaign mood in the country has been occasioned by the perception that elections are held within the short period of 5 years. In any election period, we lose a whole year in campaigns, and another year is lost immediately after election because of the litigations in the Supreme Court, and thereafter transition period of new government settling down in the formation of new government, such as cabinet vetting by parliament and appointment of the same, including senior government officials. In total, we lose 2 years in a period of 5 years, leaving only 3 years for a president and new government to work. It is therefore justifiable to increase the presidential term limit to 7 years per term, totaling to 14 years. if someone is reelected to office.
While nothing suggests any official attempt to change the constitution, the fact that the same businessman has repeated the same message twice in high-profile settings has fueled public suspicion. Some Kenyans ask whether this is early groundwork, softening the public mood, or testing reactions. Others believe Raval may simply be expressing personal loyalty to an administration whose policies benefit his industry. President William Ruto, for his part, did not address Raval's political remark. Instead, he praised the Devki group for expanding regionally and investing in long-term industrial capacity.
As a region and a community, we recognize that the sum of our collective strength far exceeds the power of an individual nation. It is this shared understanding that anchors our commitment to our cooperation in the East African community. Kenya's support for this project reflects its broader ambition to anchor regional industrial integration within the framework of the East African community.
The administration views the Tororo project as a strategic regional asset, especially because Uganda holds an estimated 500 million tons of iron ore, a resource that could supply East Africa's steel production for decades. Devki's new plant in Tororo is expected to produce 1 million tons of steel annually, enough to satisfy regional demand without relying on imports. Construction will run for 2 years, with the first products expected in late 2027. The company says the project will create 15,000 direct jobs across mining, transport, and steel manufacturing. If projections hold, Uganda could shift from being a major importer of steel to becoming a net exporter within the next 2 years. Beyond business, Raval highlighted Devki's ongoing community programs, including feeding 18,000 school children each day, a program the company has supported for 2 decades. But even with the industrial promise, the political conversation is not fading. Raval's remarks have now opened a national debate. Are these statements a reflection of genuine admiration of President's economic policies, or are they part of a broader political narrative developing behind the scenes? For now, the constitution remains unchanged. Kenyans remain vocal about protecting term limits, and Raval's words, intended or not, have placed the intersection of business influence and political messaging under fresh public scrutiny. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Reader, Kering Chebet.